Hello, everybody. You stumbled upon the YouTube page that talks a lot about a little. I'm Cam Gwynn. This is Cam Gwynn Talks, and we're doing another vinyl today. So the wheel spoke, and it wanted us to do another Eminem one today. Not sure why, but hey, it's fun. Let's get right into the Slim Shady LP. This one's a little bit different than the Eminem Show. This is from 1999. It was before he was really quite poppin'. This is really what made him pop, and My Name is on this, if that tells you anything. So let's get into it. First track doesn't get a ranking. Public service announcement. It's actually kind of funny. It's a dude saying that like kids shouldn't listen to this and and little things like that. And then at the end, Eminem says, "Oh yeah, don't do drugs." And then it gets into track 2, My Name Is, which is just a classic. Do I really need to say much about it? The way that how intricate it is that you can play it backwards, and he says it's Eminem, and like just the little things like that. I didn't get to test that because my record player doesn't allow me to spin it backwards. But hey, that's really cool. I saw it. It works. It's true. Either way, classic. Don't got much to say about it. 8.4 for My Name Is. Guilty Conscience, track 3. Now this one's like a lot of fun, honestly, even though some of the lyrics are really messed up. Like really messed up. I won't really talk about him. It's a fun song. Dre is in it. For you know, he's like the good angel, and Eminem's the bad devil on the other shoulder type of thing. It's a fun track where they kind of play around and go back and forth and stuff like that. I gave it a 7.6. Brain Damage. Funny story again about a school bully that Eminem had to deal with a certain way, and he dealt with him a certain way. Gets more and more messed up as it gets towards the end, but we're going to see a lot of that, so expect me to say a lot of that. Brain Damage gets a 7.8, and then we go into track 5, which is Paul Rosenberg, that was mentioned in the Eminem Show as well. Pretty much him saying to dial it back. Yo, your lyrics are a bit much, we need you to dial it back. Doesn't get a rating. Track 6, If I Had, very interesting concept about like the things he could do with money, and kind of complaining about his problems in life at the same time. It's interesting. It's slower. I gave it a 7.5 because it is a good song. 97 Bonnie and Clyde. I wrote down, what did I just listen to? Look, the lyrics are good. The way he sets up the scene, the story behind it, everything around it is good. But his voice, like, why is he doing like I'm talking to a child voice? And Haley is throughout it, and it really is what sets up this artwork for the cover. You can see little legs dangling right there. You might not be able to. The camera will get better soon, I promise. But you can see little legs dangling outside of the trunk of the car. There's Eminem there, and there's Haley right there, his daughter. You can't see her really. Maybe we'll be able to see her, but that's the scene of this song of 97 Bonnie and Clyde. He kills Kim, and Haley helps him get rid of Kim's body. Yeah. I gave that a 7.5. It's or not a 7.5, sorry. I gave that a 7.2 because it's a messed up song, but like that's the point of the song. So he does a good job with it. And then we go into track 8, which is titled Female Dog. I'm trying to stay as family friendly as I can, but these albums aren't helping me. Yeah, that's just a skip. And then actually that one's a funny skip because this lady, her name's Zoe something. She calls, I forget who she calls. She calls somebody and says, "I heard Eminem on the radio, and it's so vile, it's so disgusting. I'm so disappointed. I'm so nauseated. I can't eat my lunch." It's funny. And then it turns into Role Model, track 9, which is very sarcastic, like the most sarcastic he could be. He's pretty much saying, "Oh, you expect me to be a role model? You expect me, a rapper, me? No, come on. I'm just here to make music." That's pretty much what it is him saying like, these kids aren't supposed to really follow me. They're supposed to enjoy my music maybe and listen to it. But at the beginning also he says, kids don't listen to this. So, it's for adult consumption. And because your kid's listening to it, he says it, I don't think he says it in this album actually, but he says something about, no, he doesn't in this album. We'll get to it in this album. It's in this one. So I'll save that. Either way, so 9, Role Model, because of what he's saying and everything, it just makes it so funny. I gave it a 7.7. Lounge is another skit, which is really just the chorus from track 11, My Fault, which I think is kind of an underrated song for how it is very messed up. To just get the story out there, it's pretty much he's on spring break. He sees this girl. He's interested in this girl. He's like, hey, why don't you try shrooms with me? He eats a couple, and she eats a lot more. So she starts wigging out, and he even says, there's no reason for you to wig and spaz out. But then there's a couple funny lines where like he's setting up the scenery where he's like, John, where's Dave at before I'd bash you? And then he does a different voice and he says, he's in the bathroom. I think he's taking a crap, dude. And then you hear like banging on the door. Dave, pull up your pants. We need an ambulance. And, he's setting up the scene of how serious this situation is. Like, this girl is about to overdose, and they're trying to figure out how to fix it, but they can't. Ultimately, she ends up dying, which is, like, why I say it's so messed up, but it's also a really good song because of just the lyrics and how the beat kind of, like, the beat does a good job of making the situation feel very odd and kind of out of the norm from what's going on. It's a very good song with a deep story, and it's, overall messed up, yeah. But I gave it an 8.3. It's a very good song. So then we get into Ken Kniff, which I think this is where his Ken Kniff alter ego was born, which is kind of funny. And then track 13, we got the song Come On Everybody, and that song gets a 6.7. Track 14, Rock Bottom. He's just painting the picture of what it's like to be dead broke and the things that you might do or might go through your head to try to get money when you're in the worst of the worst, the rock bottom that you can be. He does a very good job setting up the picture of maybe where he was before he got his chance with Dr. Dre. It's kind of interesting to see. Track 14, Rock Bottom, gets a 7.8. And then we got the song Just Don't Give a Fuck. And he really doesn't. Some very odd lyrics in here. It's kind of a funny song. I gave it a 7.6. Then we got track 16, which is Soap, which is also a skit. And it's a soap opera. It's kind of funny, honestly, but whatever. Track 17, As the World Turns. And this has to be one of the wildest lyrical songs that he has. Aside from the song Insane, which we're not going to get into because I don't have that vinyl. I might get that vinyl, but the song Insane off of Recovery is, or off of Relapse is, either way, As the World Turns is like its twin brother. It is, I guess it's kind of funny to listen to sometimes, but like, why? Like, why? He ends up screwing a girl to death in the end, which is just like, why? Like, why? 6.7 for As the World Turns. And then we go into I'm Shady, which honestly is not a whole lot better. It's kind of like a recap of some of the stuff he said lyrically and like all the messed up stuff that he said before, and he's like, this is why I'm shady, whatever. I gave that one a 7.1. And then Bad Meets Evil, track 19, featuring Royce da 5'9". Now, if you guys are familiar, quite a few years later after this song came out, there was a collab album of Bad Meets Evil with Royce da 5'9", which gave us great songs like Lighters featuring Bruno Mars. This is a great song. This is awesome setup. It's lyrically, they're going in. The beat is awesome. The setup at the beginning of the old man saying, there's a story about that there saloon 20 years ago. This town was taken over. It's kind of interesting the way it's set up and everything. And they fit together so well. I mean, the collab album was awesome. It's track 19, Bad Meets Evil, featuring Royce da 5'9". That gets an 8.1. And then we got Still Don't Give a Fuck. And it's a little... it's just, I don't know, man. There's a lot going on in this song, and it's like what he's saying is slightly better in Still Don't Give a Fuck than Just Don't Give a Fuck, but it also sounds like his verse was like phoned in. Like his vocals sound so messed up and grainy. Like it just doesn't make sense even compared to like the rest of the songs on this album. It doesn't make sense. So that gets a 6.9. But overall, this album right here, and I have the extended version, which really just has like a couple versions of Guilty Conscience. Like it has the radio version. I think it has the instrumentals. It has an a cappella version of a song called Hazardous, and then something else. So I didn't give any ratings for those. So that's like pretty much the main album, those 20 tracks wrapped up into one, but there's like 7 skits in it or something like that. Six skits. So it gets a 7.53 overall, which is, you know, that's a very good album rating, and the sounds just fine on the vinyl. So this is where it gets cool though. I'm just going to say already, I don't feel like pulling the disc out because it is tough. It's a trifold, which just makes everything difficult. The disc gets a 5 because it's just a black disc. So let's look at this though. And like I was saying, the song 97 Bonnie and Clyde, we got Haley right here, we got Eminem right here. You got to assume these are Kim's legs sitting out of the back of the car. Messed up, okay? The back of it, I don't like that. It makes me feel uneasy. But either way, you open it up. This is funny. And some of these pictures are kind of interesting as well. All the credits and everything are all on here. And this little mummified druggie over here with pills all around and everything. That's kind of interesting. But what's this big white thing in the middle? More lyrics. But that big white thing that was in the middle, what was that? What was that? Let's look at this. We got a poster. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Huh. Can we open it? Oh my gosh. I am some sort of special. What is going on? There we go. And now we got a lot going on this thing. There's 2 trailer park girls going around the outside. There's also that mummy again. Shrooms attacking this trailer park. It says Slim Shady right there. Free Slim Shady. Big old poster. We haven't seen a poster since Man on the Moon 3. So that was cool. So the artwork, you know, for all the extra stuff that we got in here, this cool poster, this fun picture of Eminem with bloodstain all over him, you know. There's a lot going on here. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, the disc is just a 5 because there's not really anything special about them. They're just black. But for this artwork and for this poster and just everything that's going on here, you know, it gets an 8.5 for that. That's special. You know, that's some cool stuff that we didn't really need, but we got. And the fact that it's also an extended version, it gets a little bonus for that. So overall, with the album rating being a 7.53, it gets the same points for the sound because it sounds just as good. Artwork gets an 8.5 because of all the cool things that we got in there. The disc is just black, so it gets a 5. Overall, that brings this vinyl to a 7.14, which that's pretty good. That's higher than most of the vinyls we've had so far. So, I hope you guys liked this. Go ahead and... That was a big flash. Go ahead and subscribe if you like this video. Get more vinyl reviews from me. Look at all these ones that we haven't done yet that are up here. And this was very Eminem inspired. We got Dr. Dre in the middle. Juice WRLD did that hour-long freestyle with all Eminem beats, which are mostly from these 2 albums, actually. And then we had to. MGK up here, we had to do it. Like, why? Why not? Come on. Either way, hope you guys liked it. Subscribe, like the video, do all that cool stuff. It helps me a lot. It's super easy for you. And let's spin the wheel to find out what we got next. Thank you guys.